I've been putting off making this video for a really long time, and it's because I have a lot that I never said out loud that I don't want to say out loud, but I'm going to. I'm Erica Rose, and this is my confession. My first credit card was when I was in my early 20s. I remember it had no interest for the first year, and it had cash back. And so I thought, doesn't it make sense to put everything on a credit card? You pay it off every month, you get your cash back. It, to me, sounded like I was being a smart adult. You know, some people earn air miles. My parents put everything on credit. They never paid for anything in cash, and they just paid it off at the end of every month. But then, the person I was dating, my girlfriend, she lost her job. She was an alcoholic. She was very irresponsible. And I felt like I needed to take care of her. I felt like I should be there to support her. Like, that was what being a good person was. And so I used my credit card to help support us during these times, thinking I'm gonna miraculously help her recover and become a better person and a, sober person, and then she'll get a job and we'll pay it off and it'll be fine. But it just got worse and worse, and eventually we broke up, and I was left with a depression and a lot of credit card debt. As time went on, I continued to use the credit card for little things here and there. I saved money too. So while I was saving I saved about $10,000 to make a move up to Boston, Massachusetts. At the same time, I was also racking up some credit card debt of a couple $1,000s. As time went on, suddenly I wasn't paying it off every month. And then the amount became more and more, and when you have a credit card debt of $4,000, $5,000, you think, what's another $20? What's another $100? Pretty soon you've got credit card debt of $10,000, and you think, well, it's already $10,000. What's another $300? And before I know it, I've got a lot of debt under my belt. Numbers that I've literally never said out loud before. What are some reasons why this credit card debt continued? Well, I know why I know how it started. I know the reasoning that it started with. But deep inside my brain, it didn't end because I kept coming up with more reasons. One reason is because I'm just impatient. I didn't want to wait for that paycheck to get that something big or to go out to eat. So thinking, it's okay, I'm gonna get this X amount of money in a few months, I'll pay for it then. I would go ahead and get my credit card, put it on my credit card. But what would happen in a couple months when I got that money? I'd think, oh, I got some money, I'm gonna get something. Yeah, technically I already spent it, but what's another $300 when you've already got 5, 10, 15,000 on the card already? For example, this year, I've been doing this for years, for a decade. But this year, for example, I got a new job and I was making more money, and I knew that I was gonna get a bonus in October. And so I purchased some new tires for my Jeep. But when that bonus time came along, guess what it turned out? It wasn't the bonus I thought it was going to be. It turns out it was the bonus I thought it was going to be divided by 4, because we get bonuses quarterly. That $2,000 that I thought I got quarterly, I actually got that divided by 4. Then I refinanced my house, and I don't have a payment in December because of that. So I'm like, oh, I can get a new phone, because in a month or two, I'm not going to have to pay my rent for a month, and I'll use that money for a new phone. And it just snowballs and snowballs until you've got so much that those little amounts you thought were coming just don't cover it. I have never admitted to this kind of secret rush that I get when I spend money that I'm not supposed to. It's not a rush of, oh my God, I just bought something, like, yay, I get something new. It's like, I've done something bad and I shouldn't have done this bad thing, and I did it anyway. Ooh. There's also like the comfort of living on a credit card, because you know you're never saying no to yourself. If you want that shirt, get the shirt. If you want to eat out with your friends, you get to eat out with your friends. You don't have to wait till that next paycheck. You don't have to say no. There's also this like view in America of debt. You know, there's the American view, and there's the way America, our country, handles debt. So if you think about our national debt, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And what do? We keep on functioning. So I feel like there's this message that it's okay to live off of debt. It's okay to go further into debt because our whole country does it. Literally, our government lives in debt and just gets more and more debt. So why shouldn't I? It's the basis of our economy. So that made a pretty good excuse for me. I also had a friend tell me, and I just remember this so vividly, and we were in her kitchen, and I don't really know, we were just casually talking, getting breakfast ready or something, and something came up about debt. She goes, what does debt matter? Who cares if you have debt? What's the big deal? What does it affect anyone? You know, you have debt, you die, it's gone. And immediately I thought, that's a great excuse. I will no longer worry about my debt. And I really see that moment as a turning point when I stopped caring and started making excuses. And then, anyone else love to go grocery store shopping? I hear that most people don't, but as someone who loves to shop, but doesn't always feel good about spending money on myself on things that I don't need. Now, what do you need? Food. You've got to buy food. And I love good food. So going to the grocery store is like a shopping trip that I have to take. And I go in and I buy things that are going to be delicious, that are going to be fun to eat, that are going to bring me joy throughout the week. And those things are not cheap. And so what ends up happening? I end up spending more than I make because I love food and because I'm telling myself that it's okay because I need it to live. When I go out to eat, I love to get the best dish, not the cheapest dish, because it's a special time. I'm going out to eat. It's special. I should be able to get this one thing. I'm only doing it this one time, right? But no, because I keep doing it. Sometimes my generosity gets the best of me, and I end up buying things for people and lying to myself that it's okay for me to do that because it's for someone else. It's not for me. It's a good thing. It's to bring joy. And the debt just keeps on piling. Sale opportunities, when I'm looking for something and bam, I see something that I would really love to have and it's on sale, and I don't have the money right now, but when it's not on sale, I'm certainly not going to have the money for it. So if I put it on my credit card and just pay it off later, then I get this great item at a great deal, but then I have debt. And I probably end up paying more for it anyway because of interest. Oh, and also Amazon. Oh, so easy to click and buy. Anytime I want something, anytime I think of it, I just go to Amazon, click it, bam, done. Everything you want at your fingertips. Nothing to say no. It's not like you go to a store to get something and, oh, they don't have it, so you don't, because Amazon has it. So there's no time when the world's helping me say no. It's just always there for me. As the months trickled on, and yeah, I've had a lot of time to think in 2020, you know, we're spending so much time at home. I start to buy more things. Why? Because I'm at home doing nothing. I mean, I was a teacher and we weren't really doing online teaching, so I just had a lot of time on my hands and a lot of opportunities, and I love to craft, love to add things onto my house, build things and make things, use supplies and work with my hands. And what did I do? I just buy and make all these things and have all these great experiences, and I use that as an excuse. I have a real, I'm borderline millennial, but I have a real millennial point of view when it comes to YOLO. You only live once. And I always tell myself, if I die tomorrow, what's my debt gonna matter? Because I'll have had all these experiences. If I get cancer next year and I can't do anything anymore, won't I regret not having all of these experiences? Won't the debt be worth it? That's what I would tell myself. I also had a lack of confidence in myself and in the world. Would I ever make enough money to pay off this debt? Would I ever be able to live within my means and be happy? What kind of world is this where I can live and be happy and not get to do all the things that I want to do at the same time? So those are some of the lies that I've told myself and still tell myself that have really gotten me into debt. As the year progressed and my debt progressed and I had so much time to think, it really started to weigh on me. And I really started to want to do something about it. And so I had this idea where, let's see, 2021 is probably going to be a lot like 2020. You know, the vaccine's not going to come out for a while. We're going to be wearing masks for a while. The economy's not going to be very great for a while. So I figured, well, you know, if I'm going to be isolating for another year, instead of it being a year of experiences and trying new things and getting more into debt, what if for just 1 year, I really cut down to bare bones and saved money and tried to live more truthfully and stop lying to myself about what this debt really is, about what it's not. So I decided that for the year 2021, starting January 1st, I'm gonna live on a majorly skinny budget. And I'm gonna save as much money as I can and pay off as much debt as I can. I've got this new job. So as a teacher, I was making $47,000 a year living here in Durham. I started out as a teacher making $30,000 a year. And somehow I was able to save money then. So what's my problem now? Now I work for a company where I make $60,000 a year. And yet I'm saving less money. Wait, no, I'm saving no money right now. I am spending it all. I have less money than when I made $30,000. What happened? This is really an opportune time for me to start going skinny on my budget. I outlined a plan where I'm really making serious cutbacks. And I'm gonna try my best to stick to it. What I would love for you guys to do is come along with me on this journey because, well, there's a couple reasons why I wanna do this. First and foremost is I wanna start removing the shame of this debt because I've lived in shame of my debt for so long. It hasn't made anything better. In fact, it's made it worse because I haven't wanted to acknowledge it. I want to remove the shame of debt. And I want us to say, look, we all have this in common. Let's talk about it. Let's fix it. Because if we live in shame, it's just enabling the debt to continue. So even though saying these numbers out loud, saying my lies to myself out loud is really hard and really embarrassing, quite honestly. I know that it's really important and it needs to be done. What's your debt story? Have you taken it on yet? Are you lying to yourself? What are some of the lies that you tell yourself? Are you sharing any of them with me? Am I alone here? Am I the only one who tells these lies to myself? Surely not. I mean, it would really help me out to feel like I'm in some good company here. I've been watching a lot of videos on how to get financial freedom. Financial freedom is feeling like you can live your life without worrying about money all the time. One big aspect of that is making extra money on the side. And unfortunately, that's something that's gonna be kind of hard for me. Something that would be really easy to do would be like Uber or Uber Eats or DoorDash. But when I was 19, I got a DUI on my record. And so now I can't work for any delivery companies. So big disclaimer, don't do that. That cuts out a lot of opportunities for extra income. I currently applied to call centers to try to be like a call center person and work remotely from home, do customer service. I applied for U-Haul the other day. I haven't heard anything back, but I'll keep you posted. So maybe that's something that I can get on. Something else that's going to be a big impediment this coming year is subscriptions. Things that I've already committed to for the next year that I'm going to have to keep paying on. For example, I bought some furniture, so that's $50 a month that I have to pay towards furniture for the next 5 years. I signed up for Massage Envy so I could get a massage every month, so that's another $65. Another one is my consolidated loan. So one of the things I did a few months ago to help take on this debt is through my bank get a consolidated loan. So my bank is State Employees Credit Union for North Carolina, and a consolidated loan takes all your credit card loans, puts them together, and gives you a better interest rate. So while I was paying like almost 20% interest on my credit cards, the consolidated loan is about 10%. There's set monthly payments. It's not gonna grow every month. The payment's not gonna go up because I'm spending more on it. So just general subscriptions, like things that I've already committed to paying. I also have my mortgage. So my mortgage is about $1,200 every month. Now I just refinanced, so hopefully that'll go down to like $970 or so. Not a huge difference, but it is a little different. So that's gonna help out a little bit, but it's still something I'm definitely responsible for paying. It's not like I can just move out and live with my parents or something, or get a cheap room or anything like that. Oh, and then I have my student loans. Last year, I went back to grad school to get my master's in school administration. The main reason why I did this is because I had this feeling that I did not want to be a teacher anymore. I wanted to do something still in education, but more than a teacher, like a curriculum coach or something. So I went back to school to get my master's. And of course, guess what they offer me? Student loans. And while it was only a couple $1,000s a semester to get my master's, they were offering me $20,000, $40,000 in student loans. So I had this idea, well, student loan interest is pretty low. So I took out a $20,000 student loan to help pay off my credit card at the time. So now I have about $20,000 in student loans, about $17,000 in a consolidated debt, $163,000 in mortgage, and I just kept on spending on my credit card. So even though I had finally got rid of all my credit card debt and those high interests, I just kept buying things. Like, what's wrong with me? Does anyone else do this? Does anyone else feel like, what is wrong with me when you do it, but you just keep doing it? I finally sold my car. Check that video out. It's another episode. Ended up getting a couple $1,000s for that because I have a Jeep and a Prius. I was able to actually pay off any credit card debt that I had left remaining. I can start over at zero for my financial journey and still have a couple $1,000s in savings for any emergencies. So I've got a lot of debt out there, but I think I'm trying to pull things together. Living on a budget's gonna be really hard because I haven't done it for like a decade. I'm really gonna cut back on a lot of things. Things I love to spend money on, food, crafting. I'm gonna have to do things with what I've already got. I'm gonna have to get creative with the supplies that I already have. That's gonna be a challenge. I'm gonna try and turn that into a game. I've also made a list of challenges where I can earn money to have fun with. Things like if I go on a 20-minute walk 7 days a week for a whole month, then I can give myself $35 to spend. Or other little things, like if I do, what's another one? If I train Jenny for 20 minutes a day for a week, then I can buy myself a coffee drink. Other little things where I can earn $1 here and there. I'm gonna try to balance out living on a budget and really skimping down, living on a skinny budget, with also little rewards here and there. So I'm not totally cut off, I'm not totally suffocating, but I'm also not just giving myself things, I'm earning them with other beneficial lifestyle changes. And just getting creative with what I already have. I have so much, I really do, so much. And I call it crap, but it's not. Like, I've done so many crafts and I have supplies for all these crafts: sewing, painting, watercolor, oil pastel, bead making, card making, macrame. I've got a lot of crafts and I've got a lot of tools. It's gonna be really hard not to buy more tools though, because I love building things. And I've got a lot of scrap wood, so instead of buying wood, I'm just gonna try to learn to use my scrap wood that I had from an old fence that I took out. So I've got ideas, I've got plans. I'm feeling positive, kind of. I'm also really nervous. Can I do this? Another reason why I wanted to do this on a vlog and have you guys come on this adventure with me is accountability. Hold me accountable. Make sure I do what I need to do, because I'm not sure that I can do it on my own. Because I haven't been doing it on my own. I think I can do it. Yeah. I think I'll need your support. Will you be there for me?
Thanks for watching Winching My Finances with me, Erica Rose. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. And if you want to come with me on my journey, please subscribe.